So we need to ensure that we don't turn ego into our enemy, but we need to leverage it in a way that allows us to thrive as a human being. We need self-worth for confidence. We need self-worth to ensure that we can stand up and back ourselves and our thoughts and our ideas and our perspectives and decisions. Kia ora, hi, I'm Craig Johns, high performance leadership expert, the CEO and managing partner of Speakers Institute Corporate, and the founder of Gravity of Leadership. On today's episode of the Gravity of Leadership series, we're talking about the ego is not the problem. The ego, it has a bad rap in society. It's probably one of the most misunderstood terms in the dictionary. When you read the dictionary meaning, it's quite clear. You know, it's our sense of our own self-worth. But quite often it is mistaken as arrogance or being better than someone else. And so at Speakers Institute Corporate, we talk a lot around creating an ecosystem versus an ecosystem. So the ecosystem, not an ecosystem. When we talk about the ecosystem, it's about when the ego takes too much control and we focus too much on our own self-worth rather than the whole collective worth. So everyone has ego. You can't remove ego, and you should not remove ego because that will have other negative effects on who you are as a human being and your mental health and the way you behave. But we just need to make sure that we don't allow our ego to fall into arrogant space where our self-worth becomes more important than anyone else, or we know better because of who we are. So it's a very fine balance because confidence needs ego also. That sense of self-worth, you need that for a confidence perspective. So we need to ensure that we don't turn ego into our enemy, but we need to leverage it in a way that allows us to thrive as a human being. We need self-worth for confidence. We need self-worth to ensure that we can stand up and back ourselves and our thoughts and our ideas and our perspectives and decisions. However, we need to make sure that that self-worth, as I mentioned before, doesn't take control and override the collective worth of a team or organization. So make sure your significance, if you're someone that finds significance in being heard and being seen and being recognized all the time, to notice that at times we need to make sure that there is recognition, there is significance for the collective team. So it's a fine balance. So don't remove your ego, but also don't allow it to become your enemy, because your ego is not the problem in this world. It's what you do with it. I want you to make sure that as a leader, you're creating an ecosystem, not an ecosystem. But please don't suppress the ego or pump the ego up too much of your individuals or yourself, because that's when you get yourself into trouble. Too low, people become insignificant and their self-worth drops too much. Too high, it becomes arrogance, and then you have power plays going on, and it makes it difficult to create an environment where people can collaborate and collectively work together. So how do you balance self-worth versus collective worth in your organization? I want you to think about that today. Remember, it's important to create a gravitational pull, not a gravitational push as a leader. What is your gravity of leadership today? Ka kite anō. I look forward to seeing you soon.